Alright guys, so this is how you do it. This is my first time, so hopefully I do not crack the egg. So you get your egg and a thumbtack. You can also use a safety pin. You put it at the top of the egg, and with your spoon, gently tap it to get through there. Now I put this little medicine holder, the little medicine measuring cups, just to stabilize my egg. I'll just see if this works. I'm trying not to get my fingers in the way. Maybe I'll just start chipping at it now. Now I want to take my time here with this because I do not want to break this egg. It's inevitable though, I'm pretty sure that poor egg's not going to make it. Don't worry, I have plenty of eggs on standby. So what I did was, I'm making the little hole bigger, but I do not want to rush this because I don't want to break it. That looks like it might be. Big enough. Okay, now in order for the insides to come out, you're going to want to flip it over and make another hole. This was just as easy as doing it with the spoon. So, and here as well, I am going to make the hole a little bit bigger. Now what you're going to want to do is blow on one side of the egg, the smaller side, and let the insides come out of the bigger side. So of course do this over a sink, or if you have a bowl, you want to do it over a bowl. I think that's big enough. Alright, so I have a smaller hole on this end. What end you have the holes, I don't really think it matters. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and blow the goodies out of this thing. The yolk will now be coming out. Okay, so that actually worked out perfectly. You don't have to put much pressure, at least I didn't, maybe because of the size of the hole that I made on this end. But it was kind of like starting a balloon when you try to blow a balloon up, and before you stretch it, that's kind of how hard you had to blow on the egg to get the inside out. So the first one is now hollowed out. Nothing in there. What I did when I blew out the yolk and everything, I left it under the running water, and I moved this membrane around to try to fill it with a little bit of water. Then I swished it around and I blew on this end again to get the water out, just to get it a little cleaner. So that one went really well for being my first one. And now what you're going to want to do is let this dry for about a day before you do anything with it. Now it's very fragile, so you have to be extra careful. So I'm going to try to make another one. So I want to make 2 of them. And hopefully this one goes as well as the first one. Alright, so I'm going to let my eggs dry for a day or 2. Now the reason you want to do this before you paint it is because, as you all may know, eggs are porous, and if you put a coat of paint on it, it won't allow the inside to dry completely, and when you put your note or your money in there, unfortunately the ink might smear, or it might just not turn out right. So I'm going to go ahead and be patient let my 2 eggs dry. I'm sure one night would be more than enough, but I'm just going to let mine dry for a couple of days, put them somewhere safe. Then we will paint them, put the note inside, and we will actually crack them and see how it looks. Alright guys, so now that my egg has dried, now I'm going to write the note that is going to go inside of the egg. I am going to make it about a centimeter wide. You can always make it larger or smaller depending on the size of the hole that you've made in your egg. I don't think it needs to be any larger than that, but that's up to you. I will say this, try not to use construction paper, because that will be, in my opinion, too thick. By the time you roll it up, you'll need a pretty good size hole in your egg. But I'm just going to write a little note. Okay? I just wrote Happy Easter. So what you do is you roll it up as tight as you can. Now this might take a little bit of, if you can't do it, maybe there's someone in your household that can roll it up for you. Once you get it going, it's not bad. It's just the initial rolling it up. And I'm sorry, I apologize about my eye. I don't know what happened. I had a really bad headache at work, and then I've had the headache for 2 or 3 days now, and this happened. It didn't start out that bad, but this is where I'm at right now, and it's really bad. And it'll probably last about a week or 2, who knows, until it clears up. Obviously, I bursted a blood vessel somehow. Disgusting, but true. Okay, so we just put it in that little, the larger of the 2 holes, obviously. And if, oh, mine fit perfectly. Just push it on in there. And I'm just going to use my little thumbtack, or push pin, whatever you prefer to call it. It's right on in there. Alright, next step is the fun step. So let's take the already made one and put it to the side. Now I'm going to make this one yellow. Of course, you paint it whatever color you want. Yellow seems pretty like a springtime color to me. Although now that I look at it, it looks like maybe the yolk came out of it, whatever. Alright, so you paint your egg. You decorate your egg, you let your egg dry, and let's just see. Alright, so I'm pretty much just painting my egg. I'm just using these acrylic paints, because obviously they're hollow and nobody's going to eat them. So there's no need for dye. I'm sure you could dye it, although I would not dump it into the dye, because obviously the liquid will get into the hole and ruin your message. So don't do that. You could either do this, or you could maybe spray paint it. Just don't submerge your egg into any kind of liquid, because it will ruin your note. Your little message, I should say. You can also put a little sticker in there probably, and depending on how creative and how big you want to make that hole, you could probably put some confetti in there as well. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and let this egg dry. I'll decorate it some more and show you guys at the end. But I do want to show you this with this already made egg. Alright, so this is the one I made before. I just got these flowers. Actually, I keep talking about this free place, and there's a reuse recycle. I'm sure a lot of areas have it. Just Google it, and it's a free place. You just, everything they have there, you could just go recycle it. It's free. Well, I got these flowers there. They're just any typical flowers you could probably buy at like Walmart or Target. I am going to rip off the back part, very simple, and take the center out. Not too simple, but easy nonetheless, and I am left with this. Alright, so once this one dries, I just set it right in there, and you can give it as a gift, just like this. You can actually decorate it. Maybe you could play some sort of an Easter game if you make enough of these. And then whoever has, like, you're a winner or whatever, then the people win something at the party, and after they all crack their eggs. That's a good idea as well that you can use with this. So I'm going to crack this one and show you guys that this is a real egg. So here's my egg, my masterpiece. The other one is not dried yet, but I will show you that. And at first glance, I don't think people would notice the little hole or realize that it's actually a real egg. You can also put this in a little box with some of that fake Easter grass and give it as a gift and have a special message in there. But here goes nothing. And my message inside says, I had written this one in pencil, so it's a little light. I wrote, "Some bunny loves you." So there you go. It was a little hard to crack because of the paint, but it cracked nonetheless. I think it's a super cute idea to give someone that you care about, or you could just make a bunch of them for party favors, or for a, you know, a party game. Alright guys, so here is the last egg that was drying, and actually it still is drying. I just don't have the patience for it. But I think if I were to have a little Easter get-together, I would probably put my little eggs in different flowers, just like this, and put them around the tables, and maybe everybody can get an egg, or just whoever wanted to participate. And then when everybody cracks it, it would have a message. Either way, whether it's, you know, Happy Easter or whatever you may want to write, and then maybe one of them can say, "You won," and then you can have like a little door prize for them. And they can always take the little flower home and maybe scrapbook with it, or do whatever they want with it, or leave it for you for next year's eggs. I hope you guys enjoyed this craft, and stay tuned for more crafts like this and recycling crafts that I got coming up. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and please share these videos so that I know what people like and what they don't like. Alright guys, bye!